All right, let's not play no games. I need full-on participation. I need you to get down in the comments and work with me. Who should not make this Team USA team? I'm going to give you my roster that I would keep. Let me know if you agree or not.
No pause. No soft language. Just a direct, unapologetic statement about who doesn't belong on Team USA. And that's exactly why this moment hits differently. The confidence behind it forces a serious question the basketball world has avoided for years. This isn't just fan chatter anymore, it's a real conversation about whether past reputation should still outweigh present-day performance. And the answer might completely flip what people think they know about USA basketball roster decisions.
The GOAT, Caitlin Clark, should be the starting point guard for Team USA. Duh, the best thing that ever did it. Caitlin Clark starting at point guard. Jackie Young should be starting at shooting guard. That is what I believe it should be. That should be the starting backcourt right there. We move on to the wing position. I got Kalia Copper starting at...
That projected starting five signals something much bigger than lineup speculation. It represents a philosophical reset. Caitlin Clark at point guard, Jackie Young at the 2, Kalia Copper on the wing, Dearica Hamby at the 4, and Aaliyah Boston anchoring the middle. What stands out isn't just who's included, but what's missing. There's no heavy lean on legacy picks or Olympic resumes. This group prioritizes current performance, on-court chemistry, and the future direction of the program. That matters because USA basketball has traditionally valued continuity above all else. Veterans who've survived multiple Olympic cycles, understand the system, and paid their dues have usually been rewarded with roster spots. That mindset is exactly how Chelsea Gray made the Paris 2024 roster. And that's where the debate ignited. Caitlin Clark was coming off one of the most impactful rookie seasons in WNBA history, leading the league in assists and three-point shooting, while Gray was working back from injury. Leaving Clark off that roster didn't just raise eyebrows, it exposed a growing tension between reputation and real-time dominance.
I have Kelsey Plum coming off the bench. Obviously, Kelsey Plum should make this team. I think the backcourt is set between Caitlin Clark, Jackie Young, Paige Beckers, and Kelsey Plum. You got all you need at the guard spot. You really you really don't need no more guards after that, for real. You need wings and bigs. You don't really need no more guards after those four.
4 guards. That's the entire backcourt rotation, and it tells you everything about the direction this roster is leaning. Caitlin Clark, Jackie Young, Paige Beckers, and Kelsey Plum. On paper, the case for this group is hard to dismiss when you strip away reputation and focus strictly on production. Clark just put together one of the most impactful rookie seasons the league has ever seen, averaging 19.2 points and 8.4 assists while dragging the Fever back to the playoffs for the first time since 2016. Jackie Young is coming off a championship run with the Aces and remains one of the most reliable two-way guards in the league, earning all WNBA recognition. Kelsey Plum brings something USA basketball has always valued: proven Olympic success, having already won gold in Paris, along with years of big moment experience. And Paige Beckers, despite an injury-riddled college career at UConn, showed in her return that her scoring instincts and efficiency are still elite when she's healthy. But here's where the tension hits. That rotation leaves out Chelsea Gray entirely. A Finals MVP. A longtime USA basketball staple. A player synonymous with poise and clutch decision-making. The counter is uncomfortable but unavoidable. Gray turned 32 in October 2024, battled foot and leg injuries, and appeared in just 26 games last season, averaging 10.3 points and 4.4 assists. Respectable numbers, but no longer untouchable. This debate isn't about legacy. It's about whether past excellence should outweigh present reality.
At the 4-5 off the bench, this might surprise some of y'all. Y'all gonna see where I'm going. I got Cameron Brink. On my team. I don't know about y'all. I got Cameron Brink coming off the bench for this team. I have Rickea Jackson coming off the bench on the wing for this team. I also have Kiki Area Finn coming off the bench as a backup big on this team. We have one spot left. One spot left between Angel Reese.
Here's where the conversation really shifts. The bench construction tells you everything about the direction this roster is heading, and it's not conservative. Initially, names like Sada Sabali and Ryan Howard felt like obvious wing options. But that's not how this projection actually plays out. Instead, the selections tilt younger and more forward-looking. Sonia Citron from the Washington Mystics, Rikia Jackson, Cameron Brink as a 4 or 5, Kiki Iriafan as the backup big, and Angel Reese rounding out the final roster spot. And then there's the decision that's guaranteed to spark controversy, Cameron Brink over Brittany Griner. On paper, Griner has the resume. She's 6 feet 9 inches, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and one of the most dominant defensive forces the women's game has ever seen. In the 2024 season, she averaged 17.8 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks per game. For years, she's been a defensive anchor for Team USA on the international stage. Experience, size, and proven impact all point in her favor. But Brink represents a different philosophy entirely. At just 22 years old, she symbolizes the future of the program. The second overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, a national champion at Stanford, and a prototype for modern basketball able to protect the rim, switch onto guards, and stretch the floor offensively. The concern, of course, is real. She tore her ACL in June 2024 and missed the rest of her rookie season. That's why this projected roster feels less about winning the next tournament and more about building toward the next era. It prioritizes versatility, youth, and long-term upside over legacy. Whether that gamble is justified is exactly why this debate matters.
She should be. She's not a star go-to player. Rebound, and that's it. That's all. Rebound and play defense. That's all you got to do. That should be your role, but your team in the WNBA sucks so bad that you're trying to do more, and that's just not you. Angel Reese makes my final 12. So who didn't make my cut? It's a lot of y'all looking like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You got that right. Chelsea Gray didn't make my team. I'm over all these old people. Look, Chelsea Gray's done her thing. She shouldn't even been in the Olympics. Caitlin Clark rookie year. Caitlin Clark should have had that spot.
Angel Reese earns the final roster spot, and the reasoning is more solid than it might initially appear. As a rookie with the Chicago Sky, she averaged 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds per game, while setting a WNBA record with 15 straight double-doubles. That production alone proves her value as an elite rebounder and high-energy defender who consistently impacts games without needing the offense built around her. The key is role definition. Reese is not a primary scorer or an offensive engine. Her strength lies in physical defense, relentless rebounding, and creating extra possessions. Chicago's 2024 struggles showed the downside when her role expanded too much. The Sky missed the playoffs, and Reese's efficiency dropped to 39.1% from the field as her usage increased beyond her ideal range. On Team USA, that issue disappears. Surrounded by elite scorers and playmakers, Reese wouldn't need to force offense. She can focus entirely on rebounding, defending, and bringing intensity off the bench, making her a perfect fit for the final spot.
We got 4 of the top guards in the league. Every guard I named, in my opinion, is better than Chelsea Gray. Caitlin Clark is better than Chelsea Gray. Paige Beckers is better than Chelsea Gray. Jackie Young is better than Chelsea Gray. Kelsey Plum is better than Chelsea Gray. We don't need Chelsea Gray on this team. No disrespect. You did your thing. You've had your fair share of Olympic runs. It's time for the new generation. Time for us to move on. Brittany Griner did not make this team. Brittany Griner, now you can always use that 6'9" size.
Let's break down who was left off this projected roster and why the implications go far beyond a few names. Chelsea Gray, Brittany Griner, and Veronica Burton are the most notable cuts, and the explanation being offered is simple but controversial: generational transition. The idea is to move away from long-established veterans and instead build around the next wave of stars who will carry USA basketball forward. That approach clashes with how USA basketball has traditionally operated. Historically, the program values experience above almost everything else. International basketball is a different game. The three-point line is shorter, the lane is wider, officiating allows more physicality, and the pace is less forgiving. Veterans who've played in Olympics and World Cups understand those nuances instinctively. That's why Sue Bird remained on Team USA until age 41, winning her 5th Olympic gold medal in Tokyo. It's why Diana Taurasi was still trusted in Paris at 42, becoming the oldest Olympic basketball player ever. USA Basketball has always believed veterans deliver when pressure peaks. But the counterargument is growing louder. The global gap is shrinking. Paris showed that clearly. Australia pushed the US. France led stretches of games. Blowouts are no longer guaranteed. And that reality raises a real question: is it time to prioritize athleticism, shooting, and current WNBA dominance over past international success? The answer may redefine Team USA's future.
We got Hamby, we got Angel Reese, we got we got Kiki, we got some bigs, we got some size, we good. And Veronica Burton didn't make this team. No, love Veronica Burton, love her as a player, but this team is already stacked with guards, so Veronica Burton did not make the cut for my final roster. So I'm going to read you the final roster again.
The Paris Olympic team skewed much older, built around veterans from multiple Olympic cycles. This lineup signals a clean reset. It's a clear message that the Tokyo-Paris era is finished and the focus has shifted toward Los Angeles 2028 and what comes after. The positional balance tells an important story. There are 4 true guards, which might sound excessive until you factor in how international basketball is actually played. FIBA games are perimeter-driven. Spacing, ball movement, and three-point shooting often decide outcomes more than post dominance. Stockpiling elite guards who can shoot, pass, and handle relentless pressure is a strategic advantage, not a luxury. Where things get more experimental is in the front court. Hamby, Boston, Brink, Reese, and Irie often offer size, switchability, and defensive range, but not much traditional back-to-the-basket scoring. That's intentional. This roster would play fast, stretch the floor, and lean on athleticism rather than slow, physical post battles. It's a modern, forward-looking approach that mirrors how the global game is evolving, and it suggests USA Basketball is preparing not just to win, but to stay ahead of the curve.
Should be on this Team USA team. Get down in the comments, let me know what you think. Who's on your team? Who would you take off of my list? I think I know who a lot of y'all say. Get down in the comments, let me know. Let's keep the...
Here's the heart of this debate. It's not simply about filling 12 roster spots for a single tournament, it's about defining the future identity of USA Basketball and whether the organization is willing to make tough choices between legacy and current performance. Chelsea Gray perfectly illustrates this tension. She's a champion, finals MVP, and Olympic gold medalist with years of elite experience. But in 2024, her WNBA performance no longer ranked among the top guards. Injuries and age have started to take a toll. So, do you honor past achievements and hope she regains her peak for a tournament, or do you select someone currently playing at a higher level? The same dilemma applies to Brittany Gurrier. She remains a world-class shot blocker, but at 33, her mobility and agility have declined compared to 5 years ago. Cameron Brink, if healthy, may not yet dominate defensively but offers greater versatility and upside. The question becomes, prioritize proven championship pedigree or invest in future potential? Historically, USA Basketball has favored veterans. That explains why Diana Taurasi was included in Paris despite limited minutes, and why Breanna Stewart and Alyssa Thomas received automatic spots even with injury concerns. Leadership, experience, and continuity have always been core values. But leaving Caitlin Clark, the league's most popular player, off the Olympic roster ignited unprecedented backlash, sparking a conversation about whether USA Basketball's traditional approach still aligns with today's game and audience expectations. Viewership for Fever games in 2024 was staggering, with several contests surpassing 1 million viewers and some hitting as high as 2.3 million on major networks like ABC. Meanwhile, Olympic basketball maintained strong numbers, but it wasn't dramatically higher than WNBA games that featured Caitlin Clark. The optics sent a clear, unintended message. It looked as if USA Basketball was sidelining Clark for being a rookie, despite her clearly ranking among the top 12 players in the nation. That decision raises serious questions about how rosters should be built moving forward. If performance, current ability, fan interest, and star power truly matter, defaulting to veteran players can't remain the standard. Organizations have to make hard choices, telling decorated champions that their time has passed in prioritizing the talent that is performing right now, not 3 years ago. These decisions are uncomfortable, which is why many sports bodies shy away from them, preferring to rely on the same core group until natural attrition occurs. But comfort isn't progress. For USA Basketball to maintain global dominance, embracing tough, sometimes unpopular roster choices is essential. The proposed roster highlights this shift clearly. It signals that veterans like Chelsea Gray may have reached the end of their era and that the future is being built around current performance, athleticism, and the players dominating the game today. This is a necessary, if challenging, evolution for the program. It's clear that Brittany Gurrier isn't viewed as essential anymore. The emphasis has shifted. Youth, athleticism, and current performance now take priority over legacy. That's a bold, even radical stance, and it may not reflect what USA Basketball will ultimately do. But it's a conversation worth having, because the reality is stark. The 2028 Olympics are in Los Angeles, and the pressure to win gold on home soil will be enormous. If USA Basketball wants to maximize its chances, the roster that gives them the best shot at victory may not be the one that honors past contributions. It may be the roster built around the players performing at their peak today. Consider the proposed lineup: Caitlin Clark at point guard, surrounded by sharpshooters and dynamic athletes. Aaliyah Boston anchoring the rim. Paige Bueckers delivering scoring off the bench. Angel Reese controlling the glass. This is a roster constructed for 2028, not to reward accomplishments from 2024. The philosophy and players in their prime over pedigree and past glory. The bigger question isn't whether this specific roster is perfect. It's whether USA Basketball is ready to embrace a new approach. Are they prepared to put performance above legacy? Are they willing to tell the veterans that the next generation has arrived? Are they ready to build around Caitlin Clark in the same way they once built around Sue Bird or Diana Taurasi for over a decade? Because if they continue defaulting to experience, loyalty, and familiarity, the rest of the world won't wait. Australia, France, Spain, Canada, Belgium, and China are all developing rapidly. The competitive gap is shrinking, and the only way to maintain dominance is to field the best roster, not the most decorated one. This debate isn't about disrespecting Chelsea Gray, Brittany Gurrier, or any other veteran. It's about recognizing that sports evolve. Generations shift, and the players who dominated 5 years ago may no longer be the optimal choices for representing the country. The proposed roster is aggressive, youth-driven, and built around current excellence. It emphasizes shooting, versatility, and the top performers of the WNBA today. Yes, it would be controversial. Yes, it would upset some fans. But it could also be the team most likely to bring gold to Los Angeles. The question now is yours: should USA Basketball prioritize the next generation over veterans? Should Caitlin Clark be the starting point guard, or should she earn her spot behind established stars? If you were choosing this roster, who would you cut, and who makes the lineup? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this debate is only just beginning.